the most magnificent thing. Ooh, lost my cover. Okay, sorry. Okay. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things. He unmakes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures while her assistant pounces and growls and chows. When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It is all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. I think she might be feeling a little bit frustrated. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. She adds antennas. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese. But none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. Oh, look, she's really, really mad. She's so mad. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. Crunch! Ouch! The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain, and she explodes. Ah! It is not her finest moment. I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. It's not much help at first. But before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. Sorry. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. This is the perfect thing to ward off bears. This will stop that leak. This one's all wet. Look, everybody's noticing all the different things. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a little bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work, too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. So, boys and girls, the reason I read you this story is if you look on Google Classroom, tomorrow's Earth Day. And in honor of Earth Day, we're going to be doing some upcycling. Upcycling is when you take things that you used to need for one reason, and instead of throwing it away, you make it into something that you can use for something else. So I posted a video about upcycling, and there is a community that uses things from a landfill, and they make musical instruments out of those things. A landfill is where people throw garbage. So a good way to protect our environment is by upcycling, reusing things instead of throwing them away. So if you look at Google Classroom, I gave you a really fun assignment that you can do with your family. You can look for things that mom or dad are about to throw away, like egg cartons or milk containers or empty yogurts. Anything that you could find, any art supplies that you have, come up with a plan. I posted a little paper where you can start thinking about what you want to do, what supplies you'll need, what you want your creation to be called, what you want it to be used for. Remember when we did properties of materials, we looked at different items and tried to guess what their uses were and what they might be called. So this time you're going to make up your own item that you can use for something. It doesn't have to work because really we're just kids and it might not be so easy to build that thing that you have in mind, but use your imagination, come up with a really cool thing that you want to make and make it. Upcycle for the earth. And remember, it might not work out right away. You don't have to get frustrated. You may need to take a walk and rethink it. But in the end, it might just be the most magnificent thing.